Chosen ones, listen closely. What I'm about to share will resonate deeply with your spirit. They questioned you, doubted you, and tried to make you feel small. But now God is answering back, and it's going to blow your mind if you're watching. This video right now, it's not by chance God led you here, because something powerful is unfolding in your life. The same people who questioned your purpose, your path, and your potential are about to witness your rise. The answers you've been waiting for, the blessings you've been praying for, they're already on their way to you. This isn't just a mindset shift. This is divine intervention. God is about to prove that you are chosen, and the miracles are already aligning in your favor. But first, before we dive in, I need you to do 3 things. Hit that like button, subscribe to help us reach 10,000 subscribers, and comment with the number 99. This number will send a powerful signal to the universe, amplifying the energy of this message. If you're truly a chosen one, you'll stay with me until the end, because deep down your spirit knows this is your moment. Now let's get into it. There was a time when they didn't understand you, the whispers behind your back, the questioning of your decisions, the doubts cast on your purpose. Each one felt like a weight on your shoulders. People doubted the path you were walking, and even you at times wondered if you had chosen the right one. But deep inside, something kept pushing you forward, a still small voice urging you to keep going even when the world around you seemed to mock your every step. Now God is responding. The doubts that once seemed endless are about to be silenced by divine clarity. The same people who question your every move will now witness the power and purpose that guided you all along. God never abandoned you. He was quietly working behind the scenes, preparing a time when your journey would be proven not only to those around you, but also to you, that your faith was never misplaced. This is your moment. Every struggle, every tear, every unanswered prayer led you to this very season of breakthrough. When they doubted you, God was growing you, and now, as He answers back, He is about to show the world what you've always known deep within your soul. The calling on your life was always greater than any challenge you face. Hold on, because your time to shine has come. Being chosen comes with its own unique challenges. It's not a path paved with ease or comfort. The chosen one often finds themselves misunderstood, questioned, and even ridiculed. People don't always recognize the greatness in you because they can't see beyond their own limited perceptions. You may have felt isolated, as if the weight of the world was on your shoulders, but every test, every trial was molding you into the person you were always meant to become. Through the tests, God was shaping your character. When life seemed to be pushing you to the edge, He was preparing you for something extraordinary. Just as gold must go through intense heat to be purified, so too must you endure hardship to emerge stronger, more refined, and ready for the blessings that are about to unfold. The key to overcoming misunderstanding is understanding that God has a plan for you, even when others don't see it. In those moments of doubt, when the world questions your worth or your choices, know that it is precisely in those times that you are closest to God's perfect design for your life. Keep pressing forward, for your purpose is far greater than their limited understanding. It's hard to hold on when the world around you feels unstable. The doubts you face seem unrelenting, and the weight feels unbearable. The prayers you whisper in the quiet of the night often feel unheard, and the promises you clung to seem distant. But in the midst of the storm, God's plan has remained steady and unwavering. While you question His timing, He has been working behind the scenes, orchestrating every detail to align with His perfect will. God's timing is not ours to define. We want answers now. We want breakthroughs today, and we wonder why it takes so long to see the results of our faith. But the truth is, God's delays are not denials. They are simply part of a divine process. Just as a seed must grow in the dark soil before it bursts forth into light, so too must you go through seasons of unseen growth before you experience the manifestation of God's promises. In this waiting season, trust that God is preparing you for something that is beyond what you can imagine. The pain you've endured, the delays you faced are not for nothing. They are all part of His perfect plan. So don't lose heart, because the answer to your prayers is closer than you think. God is never late. He is always right on time. Being question is not just a test of your decisions. It's a test of your faith. When people question your choices, your faith, your purpose, it's easy to begin doubting yourself, but this is the moment when you must decide whether to stand firm or fall to the weight of those questions. May feel like a burden, but it is in that very struggle that your faith is. Sharpen your faith is not tested in times of comfort, but in times of trial. It's easy to say we trust God when everything is going well, but when the storms of life hit, that's when your faith is truly forged. Every question they asked you, every doubt they cast upon you was an opportunity for God to show his power in your life. You were never alone in those moments. He was refining you, preparing you for the greater things that were ahead. Think of the heroes of the Bible: Abraham, Moses, David. Each one faced overwhelming doubts from others and even from themselves, yet they pressed on, trusting God in the midst of uncertainty. Their faith was tested, but they were victorious. Just as they overcame, so too will you the way to being. Question is the way to building a stronger, deeper faith. There were days when you wondered if the struggles you faced were ever going to end. The pain, the uncertainty, the relentless challenges, they felt overwhelming. But hear this: your struggles were never in vain. They were part of a greater plan of divine preparation for the breakthroughs that now on the horizon. God does not waste pain. Every hardship you've endured has been a lesson, a shaping force that has prepared you for what's to come. Just as a soldier must undergo rigorous training to be ready for battle, you have been in God's training camp, learning how to fight, how to endure, and how to rise above every obstacle. Your resilience is a testimony of God's faithfulness in your life. Remember, every great person in history has faced immense struggle before their greatness was revealed. Think of the caterpillar transforming into a butterfly. What seems like an agonizing process is actually a preparation for flight. Your struggles were just the beginning of a transformation that will leave others in awe of your strength, wisdom, and divine purpose. Through it all, God saw you. Every tear, every sleepless night, every silent prayer. He saw it all, even when you felt unseen by others. You were never invisible to God. He has watched over you every step of the way, collecting your pain, your perseverance, and your faith like precious jewels in his hands. The beauty of God's love is that he sees you for who you truly are, not just what others perceive. While the world may judge you based on your circumstances, God knows your heart, your struggles, and your victories. He has witnessed your growth, and he's been there in every moment you thought you were alone. The time is coming when you will see the fruits of everything you've endured. God's vision for your life is far greater than any judgment or misunderstanding from others. Trust in his vision for you because it is rooted in love, purpose, and eternal glory. After the waiting, the doubting, and the trials, the breakthrough you've longed for is on its way. God doesn't ignore the cries of his children. He listens and he acts according to his perfect timing. Your breakthrough is coming, and it will be far greater than anything you could have ever imagined in this season. Prepare to witness the manifestation of God's promises in your life. The trials you faced were not in vain, but the very thing that positioned you for this divine moment. God is answering your prayers, your struggles, and your persistence with a breakthrough that will leave you in awe of his goodness and faithfulness. Your breakthrough is not just a change in circumstance, but a change in you. The person you are today is stronger, wiser, and more prepared to handle the blessings that are about to unfold. It's time for the world to see the testimony of God's grace and power in your life. Certainly, let's continue with the script, keeping it engaging and full of emotion. There were moments when doubt crept into your mind like a shadow, doubting your vision and making you question everything you asked yourself. Is this really God's plan for me? Have I been walking in the right direction? It felt like a constant tug of war between your faith and your fears. But here's the truth: even in the moments when you doubted, God was confirming your path every step, no matter how uncertain was. Part of his perfect plan. Trusting God's plan is not always easy, especially when the answers aren't immediate or clear, but that is where faith is forged. True trust in God comes not when everything is visible, but when we step forward in confidence, knowing that he is leading us even in the unseen. The doubts you face were not signs of failure, but stepping stones to a deeper, stronger faith in God's ability to lead you to your destination. Now, as you look back, you can see the divine confirmations that have been woven into your life, the unexpected encounters, the open doors, and the moments of peace in the chaos, those were all God's subtle signs that you were on the right track. Trust that the doubts were not in vain, they've been part of the process of building a faith that can't be shaken. Patience is a virtue we often hear about, but it's much harder to practice, especially when the answers to our prayers seem slow in coming. You've waited and waited, and in the waiting it often felt like time was standing still, while everyone else's life seemed to be moving forward. But God uses waiting as a powerful tool to shape your character, deepen your faith, and prepare you for the next chapter. Patience is not about simply enduring the wait. It's about trusting in God's perfect timing, knowing that He is working behind the scenes. Even when you can't see it, just as a seed takes time to grow into a mighty tree, so too does the fulfillment of God's promises take time. And while the wait may feel long, it is in that waiting that you are becoming the person capable of handling the blessings God is about to pour out. So take a deep breath and remember that God is not idle during your waiting period. He is refining you, molding you, and aligning every circumstance to bring about your breakthrough. The wait is not wasted. It is sacred time in the hands of a loving Father who knows exactly when to release your blessing. Criticism can be one of the hardest things to bear. When others point out your flaws, doubt your potential, or attack your character, it can feel like an assault on your very soul. But here's something crucial to remember: your strength isn't defined by the opinions of others. You are chosen by God, and the criticism you face is often a sign that you are walking in a direction that others don't understand. But that doesn't make it any less valid. Rising above criticism is not about pretending the hurt doesn't exist. It's about refusing to let it define you. The strength of the chosen one comes from knowing who you are in Christ, even when others try to tear you down. Every criticism is an opportunity for growth. Each word that seeks to diminish you is a reminder that you are being elevated to a place where not everyone will understand your journey. Just as Jesus just faced rejection, criticism, and mockery, so too will you. But remember, those who criticize are often those who are too afraid to step into the greatness that you are walking toward. Keep your eyes fixed on God, for He is the one who validates you, not the voices around you. Pain is often seen as something to be avoided, but in the journey of the chosen one, pain serves a greater purpose. Your pain wasn't random. It was purposeful. Every struggle, every heartache, and every moment of feeling broken was part of a greater transformation that God was orchestrating. Your pain has been the refining fire that has shaped you into who you are today and who you are becoming. In moments of pain, it's easy to lose sight of the bigger picture. We often ask, why me, and when will this end? But God's perspective is eternal, and He sees what you are becoming, not just what you are going through. Your pain was never without purpose. It was the very thing that was breaking down the walls of doubt and fear, building in you the resilience and strength to carry the weight of the blessings that are about to come. Think of a caterpillar transforming into a butterfly. The struggle of emerging from the cocoon is painful, but it is necessary for the creature to fully spread its wings. Similarly, your pain has been the cocoon that has prepared you for your flight into a new season of greatness. The waiting is over. The prayers are being answered. God is responding to every cry, every tear, every moment of faith you've invested. The season of testing is coming to a close, and you are stepping into a season of blessings and abundance. What once felt impossible is now becoming a reality as God opens doors that no one can shut and pours out favor you didn't even expect. In this season, you will see the tangible evidence of God's faithfulness. The things you've prayed for, the promises you've clung to are coming to fruition in ways you never imagined. This is not just a season of receiving, but also of transformation. God is answering back in ways that will leave you in awe of His goodness. Don't be surprised when blessings begin to overflow into your life. You've endured the hardships, you've trusted through the uncertainty, and now you are reaping the rewards of your faith. The season of waiting has passed. It's now the season of abundance, and God is about to show you just how much He is able to do on your behalf. The journey from questioning to answered prayers is never linear. There are bumps, detours, and moments of doubt along the way, but it's important to trust the process even when you couldn't see the path clearly. God was moving you in the right direction. The lessons you've learned in the waiting are the very found for the answered prayers that are now coming into your life. Trusting the process means having faith that even the delays and detours were part of God's divine plan for you. when you didn't see. The results you expected, he was working in the unseen, orchestrating everything. For your good, you are now stepping into a new chapter, one where your prayers will be answered and your faith will be rewarded. God never wastes a moment of your journey. He uses every season, every challenge, and every unanswered prayer to prepare you for the blessing he's about to release. The process was necessary. It was shaping you for what's coming next. Prepare yourself, because the divine shift is happening. What once seemed impossible is now becoming possible. The miracles that you've heard of and read about in the Bible are not just stories. They are about to be your reality. This is a season where you will witness the supernatural power of God unfold in your life. A divine shift isn't always immediately visible to the human eye, but it happens in the spiritual realm before it manifests in the physical. God is aligning things in your life right now, creating a perfect storm of blessings, opportunities, and in divine favor. The shift is happening for you, and it will change everything. Expect the unexpected. The doors that were once closed are now opening. The dreams that seemed distant are now within reach. The impossible situations are now turning around. God's miracles are unfolding right before your eyes, and you are about to experience a divine breakthrough like never before. You've made it. You fought through the doubts, the pain, and the questions. Now is the time to embrace your victory. The answer to every question, every tear, every prayer is finally here. Your victory is not just the result of your own strength, but the proof of God's faithfulness in your life. Victory doesn't always look the way we expect it to, but it always comes at the perfect time. Your victory is a testament to the fact that you trusted God through it all, when others doubted you, when you doubted yourself, and when the road seemed impossibly long. You are now walking in the fullness of God's promises. Take a moment to celebrate this victory. Know that it is not the end of your journey, but the beginning of a new chapter where God's goodness will continue to overflow in your life. You've earned this victory, and now it's time to live it out to the fullest. Certainly below are 10 more attractive and emotionally powerful headings, each with 4 long paragraphs to keep the script engaging and impactful. There were countless moments in your journey when the world turned its back on you, when doors were slammed shut, and when the people you trusted said no. It felt like rejection after rejection, and the sting of each one made you question whether you would ever see the other side. You wondered if there was even a place for you in this world, if the dreams you held in your heart would ever take root. But what you didn't realize is that each no was just God's way of redirecting you to something better. While the world closed its doors, he was preparing the perfect door for you to walk through. You may not have understood at the time, but every moment of rejection was simply a stepping stone toward the divine yes that was coming your way. God's yes is more powerful than any no you could ever hear from the world. When God says yes, nothing and no one can stand in the way of his plan for you. His yes is the opening of doors that no one can close, the breakthrough that no obstacle can prevent, and the affirmation that your purpose is aligned with his will. Now, as the doors of destiny begin to swing open, you will look back on all those no's and thank God for them. Without them, you would have never arrived at the glorious yes he has prepared for you. Your victory is the proof that God's yes is worth every no. While others followed the crowd, you found yourself on a road less traveled. The journey wasn't easy, and it often felt lonely. You watched others take familiar paths, and the temptation to join them was strong. But deep down you knew that the road God had called you to walk wasn't going to be like anyone else's, and that realization made all the difference. This road less traveled is not a road of ease, but of purpose. It's where God shapes you in ways the popular path cannot. When you walk alone, you discover depths of strength, resilience, and faith that would have remained hidden had you followed the crowd. It's the path of transformation, where the trials you face prepare you for the greatness ahead. The beauty of walking this path is that it leads to a destiny uniquely yours. The lessons learned on this journey, the people you meet, and the challenges you overcome are all part of your divine story. You are being shaped for a purpose that will leave an indelible mark on the world. Every twist and turn, every detour is part of God's plan to refine you into someone extraordinary. Embrace this journey, even when it seems uncertain. The road less traveled is the one that will lead you to your divine destiny, a place where Your unique call will be fulfilled, and where God's glory will shine through. Your life in ways you never imagined. There was a time when everything felt dark, the storm raged, and it seemed like the clouds would never part. You felt lost in the midst of confusion and fear, and no matter how hard you tried to weigh forward seemed impossible. To find it was in these moments when hope seemed out of reach that God was preparing to shine the brightest light into your life. In the midst of the storm you were being shaped, the winds of adversity didn't come to break you. They came to strengthen you. The darkness wasn't the absence of God's presence. It was the backdrop against which his light would shine the most brilliantly. Your faith was being tested, refined, and made unshakable through the storm as you held on. Even in the darkest of times, you were unknowingly preparing yourself for the light that was just ahead. The storm may have raged, but it was also pushing you toward your breakthrough. The moment you stepped out of the darkness, you realized that you were no longer the same person who had entered it. You were stronger, wiser, and more capable of handling the light that would soon flood your life. Now, as the storm subsides and the light of God's presence fills your life, you can look back with gratitude. The darkness was never meant to defeat you. It was there to show you the strength you never knew you had, and the light that would always guide you forward. Every scar, every wound, every piece of pain you've endured has shaped you into the person you are today. There were times when you thought your story was one of defeat, one of tragedy and struggle, and it was easy to believe that the pain you face would define you. But in reality, the power of your story comes from the fact that you didn't let pain, when you used it as a very fuel to propel you toward your purpose. Your story is not just about what happened to you. It's about how you overcame it. It's the triumph of the human spirit, the strength to rise after every fall, and the courage to keep moving forward no matter the odds. It is through your pain that you have found a deep well of purpose that drives you today. Without the challenges, you would never have discovered the depths of your strength or the beauty of your resilience. Every time you share your story, you are not only healing yourself, but you are helping others to heal. Your pain becomes a bridge that connects you to the brokenhearted, and your victory becomes a beacon of hope for those still fighting their battles. Your story isn't just yours, it's the testimony that God is always faithful and that he can turn any situation into a purpose-filled life. You are living proof that God can take the darkest moments of your life and turn them into the brightest testimonies of his grace. Your story is a testament to his power to redeem, restore, and transform. There are moments in life when everything falls into place, when it feels like all of heaven aligns with your every step, and when God's hand moves so powerfully in your life that nothing can stand in its way. It's in these moments that you realize with awe and wonder that when God moves, there is no force in heaven or earth that can stop his will from coming to pass. When God is on the move, he doesn't just change your circumstances, he changes you. His movement in your life is transformative, bringing healing, restoration, and breakthroughs in ways you never thought possible. The struggles, the waiting, the uncertainty, all were leading to this divine moment where God's power would be revealed in a way that would leave no doubt as to who is in control. No enemy, no obstacle, no setback can prevent what God has planned for you. His move is unstoppable. When God opens a door, no man can shut it. When he speaks, the earth trembles in reverence to his will. His power is absolute, and when he decides that it is time for you to step into your breakthrough, the heavens themselves will move to make it happen. Embrace the SE season, divine movement. It is a season where every obstacle is overcome, where every prayer is answered, and where God's perfect plan unfolds in ways that leave you in awe of his greatness. The future is often a place of uncertainty. It's a place where the path isn't clear, and every step forward feels like stepping into the unknown. Fear creeps in, and the urge to cling to what you know is strong, but God has a plan for your future that is beyond your imagination, and stepping into the unknown is exactly where he needs you to be. Trusting God's plan means letting go of the need to control every detail and allowing him to lead you into places you could never have planned for yourself. It's about surrendering your vision for your life and trusting that it is far better. The unknown can be intimidating, but it's also where miracles happen. It's where God's presence is most felt, and where you can experience his provision in ways that you couldn't in your comfort zone. As you step into the unknown, know that you are not alone. God walks with you every step of the way. He is the one who is guiding you, and his plan for your life is filled with hope, purpose, and an amazing future that will be greater than anything you could have imagined. Trust in the beauty of stepping into the unknown. It's where God works his greatest miracles and where your greatest blessings are waiting. There was a time when closed doors seemed like rejection, like the end of the road, but now as you reflect on the path you've traveled, you see how every closed door was actually a divine redirection guiding you to something better. Each no led you closer to the right. Yes, that God had waiting for you. Sometimes we resist closed doors because we don't understand that they are leading us to greater opportunities. We look at them as setbacks, but God sees them as stepping stones towards something far more glorious. His ways are higher than ours, and his plans are always bigger than our own. What seemed like a dead and was actually a detour toward a more beautiful and fulfilling future. Every closed door has been a gift from God, redirecting you toward the life he has designed for you. The doors at once seem like disappointments are now revealing themselves as the very means by which God has been protecting and preparing you for your true destiny. Embrace the closed doors with gratitude, for they were never meant to hold you back. They were meant to lead you towards something far better than you ever imagined. We often wait for the loud, dramatic miracles, the kind that make headlines and capture attention, but what we sometimes forget is that God's most powerful movements often happen in the quiet, unseen moments of our lives. These subtle miracles, the ones that go unnoticed by the world, are often the ones that shape us the most. God is working in the hidden places. He is moving behind the scenes, arranging divine connections, opening doors you can't yet see, and preparing your heart for what's to come. These unseen miracles are not any less significant than the loud ones. In fact, they're the foundation upon which your breakthrough will be built. Trust that even in the quiet, God is doing something incredible in your life. Every moment, every step, every small blessing is part of his divine plan for you. The greatest miracles often happen in the moments when we least expect them. Stay alert, for the unseen miracles are just as powerful as the visible ones, and they are the ones that will carry you through to the next level of your divine destiny. There is power in your faith. It is a kind of power that can move mountains, shift circumstances, and change the course of your life. When you place your faith in God, you unlock the supernatural ability to accomplish things that seem impossible. The power that is in you through faith is the same power that created the universe. An unstoppable force of faith. Faith is not just a passive belief. It is an active force that moves, shapes, and transforms. When you have faith, you don't just wait for things to change. You take action, trusting that God is with you every step of the way. Your faith is what enables you to see the unseen, to hope for the impossible, and to rise above every challenge that stands in your way. The mountains you've been facing are not as big as they seem when you tap into the power of faith. With faith, you can overcome anything. With faith, you can achieve the impossible, and with faith, you will see God's power move mightily in your life. Let your faith arise, for it is the key that unlocks the door to your breakthrough. The mountains you see before you are ready to be moved, and it all begins with the faith that God